I still remember the first time I saw her differently. We were 17, sitting in the kitchen after everyone else had gone to bed. She was perched on the counter, barefoot, laughing at one of my dumb jokes. Her hair was a little messy, tied up like she couldn't be bothered, and she wore an old oversized hoodie. Something shifted in me that night. Quietly. Suddenly. Not like a brother, not like family. We'd grown up under the same roof after our parents married. She came from my stepmother's side. I was from my father's first. Technically, we weren't related. Emotionally, it was complicated. We'd always been close, maybe too close. Late-night movies that ran into dawn, long bike rides that ended in laughter, sneaking snacks when everyone slept. Somewhere in between those small, harmless moments, the way I looked at her changed, and I think she felt it too. There were silences that stretched a little too long, glances that held on for a moment too many. She never pulled away when our hands brushed, and neither did I. But nothing was ever said. We buried it under years, under distance. College came. She left. I stayed. We drifted. I dated. She did too. I'd see her photos sometimes, smiling, surrounded by friends, and something inside me twisted. I had no right to feel that way, but I did. Time moved on. Years passed. Holidays, birthdays, polite conversations. Smiles that said everything we couldn't say. The tension never left. It only changed shape. It was like standing at the edge of a cliff, always wondering what would happen if you just took one more step. Then I got engaged. She said she was happy for me, hugged me, smiled that same old smile. But something in her eyes cracked for a second. She RSVP'd late, said she'd try to make it. A part of me hoped she wouldn't. Another part, one I didn't want to admit, wanted her there more than anyone else. She arrived the night before the wedding. The house was chaos, family, friends, laughter. And then she walked in. Same eyes, same quiet calm. Just a soft, hey. And suddenly I was 17 again. That evening, I tried to avoid her, but it was impossible. No matter who I talked to, I could feel her presence like a pulse in the room. Later, when the noise finally settled, I got a message. Can we talk? Alone. No emojis. No context. Just that, I replied, come up. Moments later, a soft knock. She stepped inside. The house was full of sound, yet that small room felt weightless, silent. We didn't say much. We didn't need to. Everything we hadn't said for years hovered in the air between us. The next morning, I woke early, restless. I was adjusting my shirt when the door opened again. She stood there, holding a tray of tea, froze when she saw me, then smiled awkwardly. Neither of us spoke. She set the tray down, and for a second the world stopped. No words, no gestures, just the weight of everything unspoken pressing down on us. Later, during the wedding preparations, my fiancé looked at me and said, "You look tired." I smiled. Just nerves, she believed me. Maybe I wanted to believe me too. That night, sleep wouldn't come. My mind kept wandering, not to the future waiting for me the next day, but to the past I thought I'd left behind. Just past midnight, a knock, soft, familiar. She stepped in, her face unreadable. She sat at the edge of the bed like we were finishing an old conversation. "You're really getting married?" she asked. "Yeah," I said quietly. She nodded, looking down at her hands, twisting them the way she always did when she was nervous. "Do you love her?" I hesitated. "She's good to me. She makes sense." That wasn't what she asked, but she didn't push. "Do you ever think about us?" she said. "All the time." "Then why didn't you say anything? You were gone." "I thought you were happy," she smiled faintly. "I wasn't, not really." I moved on, but I never stopped wondering what we could have been. For a moment, neither of us moved. The air felt heavy with years of silence. Finally, I whispered, "What do you want from me?" "Nothing," she said. "Just the truth." The words hung there, trembling between us. I stepped closer, not to close distance, but to acknowledge it. Her eyes softened. She looked tired, relieved, maybe both. We didn't say goodbye. We didn't need to. Morning came, and with it, a quiet understanding. She left before anyone woke up. When I saw her car drive away, I knew something had changed. Again. We hadn't crossed a line. But we had finally faced the one that had always been there,